Hello everyone, we are back with week 3 for Starfield mods, and yeah, the mod scene is exploding still. I think the first week we had, 7 pages of mods, and that jumped up to like 57. Now we're well over 100, so lots of mods coming out. Some interesting, some are, I hate to say boring. I mean, the modding scene is, it's always been really cool. I like it. I don't want to say that things are boring, but you do see a lot of the same things pop up a lot, and some things are more of a technical aspect. A lot of FOV sliders, a lot of cleanup type mods. But regardless, we've got about 10 mods today that we're going to go over, and 3 of them I've actually installed myself. Now, I promised that at some point I was going to do a video where I showed you how to install mods, and I also said that once some of the mods were a bit more stable, I was going to start putting them in the game myself. Well, I've gone ahead and found 3 that I like so much, I went ahead and installed them. Now, again, keep in mind, as of right now, I have found a few mods that are working with Vortex. I've got one up right now, but we're going to go to one of the first ones I had set up first. And I'm sorry, this is also a bit more unscripted, too. I'm trying to get through some of these videos a bit quicker, a bit cleaner, so I'm doing these a bit more unscripted, so bear with me as I do that. You get to see a bit more behind the camera because I'm not editing as much. But that's just for the mod videos here. We'll see once I get a bit more practice talking. Like I said, I can probably do that a bit more and bring you more videos too. But regardless, the first 3 mods are mods that I've got installed myself. Again, as always, I'm going to be linking the mods in the Nexus below. As they stand today, these may get removed at some point. They may change years down the line. Who knows? But as of right now, these are the links to all the mods. Now, the first one I've got is going to be a huge one for you guys, and that is Richer Merchants. I know I talked about another merchant mod at one point. This is the one I've gone ahead and installed myself, and this one does exactly what it sounds like. It actually gives the merchants in the game more credits to work with. I think this one comes with a ×2, 3, 5, and ×10 modifier. I'm sorry, 3, 5, and 10, and an infinite modifier. I installed a ×10 modifier, and every merchant in the game, including the kiosks, have 10 times the credits. So this one has been a huge help. It has taken a lot of the grind out of the game, as far as, not necessarily grind, but a lot of the waiting. I got no problem with grind because you're actually doing something. When you're trying to sell a bunch of stuff, unfortunately, you gotta wait in a lot of Bethesda games because a lot of their merchants just don't have the money to sell some of these super expensive gear that you're picking up. So, Richer Merchants, like I said, is going to be the first mod for this week. It was uploaded by Just an Ordinary Guy. Again, this is one I've currently got in my own playthrough. I highly recommend it. I can't speak its praises enough, but it is what it is. That's why I got it as the first one. This is a huge one for me. Like I said, even if you're not someone who wants to mod in a bunch of crazy stuff for your game, this mod has been super helpful. So, again, Richer Merchants by Some Ordinary Guy. Next up, we've got another huge mod, and this is one that was on my list. I think I talked about something like this last time, and that's going to be Craftable Ammo and Utilities. And this is one that I talked about before. I'm going to try to say the name again because I think I talked about it in the last mod spotlight. It's Pitufocabiza. I know I'm saying that wrong. Forgive me for it, but uploaded by them. This is one I think I might have showcased already, but I've gone ahead and installed this one myself. So if it's a duplicate, I do apologize. But this one I actually have installed myself, tested, and it is working just great. This is one where you can actually make med picks, med packs, picks, and a whole host of ammunition. Right here is everything you can make right now. He's even got grenades on here. I've gone ahead and, like I said, installed this one. I've been using it. This is so good. And the ammunition crafting, you get a lot. Like, you're not just crafting one ammo at a time. When you craft one, you're actually making like a pack of ammo. That's one thing that always kind of bugged me too in these, especially like in the Fallout games. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I guess in Fallout it does a bit, but in a game like Starfield, it doesn't make sense that you're buying ammunition individually. You don't do that in real life, and for immersion, that kind of kills it. I don't go and buy, 1 9mm or 6 9mm, get a bunch of loose ammunition at a store. You'd be buying them in boxes. And luckily, that's how you can craft these as well. So again, this is another one. I've been using it for a few days now, about all week now I think about it. Again, Craftable Ammunition Utilities. I love this mod. I would highly recommend installing it right now. All the ammunition, again, is not in the game quite yet. I think some 50 cal's not in there yet. I think, one 50 cal type is not in there. I forgot what it is, but most of them are. So go ahead and put that one in if you want. And I know the author, I think, is going to be updating this at some point. So, and you can see it's already got a ton of downloads. So we're going to go to the next one. And the third one I've got currently uploaded to my game right now is the Legendary Modifications. And again, this is another one by Pizzo Pocabiza. Again, at some point, this guy makes a lot of good mods. I'm going to learn how to say his name the right way at some point. But again, another good one from him. This is one that allows you to change the legendary effects on your gear. So you can't actually turn something into a legendary, but you can actually change the effects that are on it already. Now, unfortunately, Starfield, I'm not liking how little the 3-star legendaries are dropping. Part of that might be because I'm used to farming in Fallout 76, so I'm used to getting just essentially legendaries rain down on me, and it's not that big of a deal if I don't get what I want, because you can also change some legendary effects on there as well. Well, unfortunately, there's no way to do that in Starfield without a mod, and the legendaries don't really come as quickly as they do in the Fallout games, especially 76. There's no real good way to farm them yet, even for a first-person or a single-player game. So this one is really cool. I've been changing the modifications on some of my gear. I don't have to save scum. I can just go ahead and get the gear and say, you know what? It's more immersive if I can actually mod in the effects myself. I can get the gear. I can mod in the effects I want on it. I can do it for the weapons too. And now some of those weapons that I would otherwise not want to use, even though they were really high level, but they had crappy legendary effects on them, I can now use them if I want to now. And I've totally changed up some of my gear that I was using, some of the UC armor gear I got from some of the main stories. So it's beautiful. I'm loving this really well, or a whole lot. Again, I would recommend this one if you want to change up some of your legendary effects. If you feel like it's cheating, I wouldn't do it then. I wouldn't worry about it. But again, this is one to where, I mean, really, you can just reload before you pick up legendary gear. It's the same thing for me. Anything that's going to prevent me from having to save and reload a lot, as far as I'm concerned, is free game. Or just having to wait, 2 days in game to reset stuff. Anything like that I can add into the game to prevent any of that kind of thing, it's free game. So, again, Legendary Modifications by Pizzo Pocabiza. Now, the next 7 mods I do not have in my game right now. I haven't tested them out yet, but I am looking at a couple. I'm gonna test some of these out slowly but surely, and I'll let you know later on which ones I'm liking, kind of as I showed you the first 3. So in later mod spotlights, I show you which ones I've added in and kind of been playing around with and I like a lot. But first off, and the ones I have not tested yet, is going to be the Blacked Out Weapons Pack. This one's uploaded by Corbin8223. I was seeing a lot of weapon retextures that were all turning weapons black and whatnot, and I saw the Blacked Out Weapons Pack. It turned pretty much all the weapons that had a black skin, and I wanted to go ahead and put that one on here. All these weapons look amazing, actually, looking at this. It's not like he took just the weapons and just turned them all black. He's got really good shades on them. He kept, like, the scratches on them. One thing I don't like with a lot of weapon retexture mods for, like, the Fallout games is that they take the games and they take the weapons and they take off, like, the scratches and the wear and tear off of them, too. They make them, like, completely brand new and black. He didn't do that with these. The ones that have wear and tear in the game still kind of have that. These are, again, not just every piece is black. You still got some color on them when it's appropriate. So these weapons look pretty good. I'm really liking how they look in here. So this is one I'm probably going to add in probably this week. I'm going to be doing another playthrough too, or another New Game Plus here, so I'm making my way through the new games as we speak, but I'm enjoying my time in the game still and enjoying adding in the mods as we go. So yeah, that is the Blacked Out Weapons Pack by Corbin8223. Next up, we've got No Shield Limit, created by Lord Gregory and uploaded by Synthlight. And this one does exactly what it sounds like. It allows you to put on more than one shield onto your ship. So this allows you to put on additional modules and not just one. For those that don't do a lot of shipbuilding, you're only allowed to have one of certain modules, and you're very limited in how many others you can have on there. Like, you only have one reactor, you only have one grav drive, you only have one shield generator. So this gets rid of that and allows you to get much greater shields than you'd probably be able to get in-game otherwise. Probably at a lot cheaper too. So he's also got mods for all these other different ship components as well. Engines, grav drives, landing gear. He sets it to where you don't need a minimum landing gear or landing gear. That's pretty cool. No reactor class requirements, no reactor limit. We're on the no shield limit right now, and no weapon power or count limit. So that's a big one too. You're very limited in how many weapons you can have on your ship based on power. So unfortunately, we can't build things like legendary ships in game. The ship builder is unfortunately a lot more restrictive than Bethesda kind of led us to believe. You'd be surprised how short of a ship you're kind of restricted to. But regardless, that's a different topic. But this is, again, No Shield Limit by Lord Gregory, uploaded by Synthlight. This is one I'm going to probably be installing myself as well. Next up, we have got the Ronin. This is a tactical stealth armor. It is a Mantis armor replacer. This one is uploaded by Beats. This one I'm uploading right after this. I'm not uploading. I'm actually going to be installing right after this. This one completely replaces the Mantis armor with this texture instead. I got to tell you, this is leaps and bounds better than the default Mantis armor in the game. Those who don't know, the Mantis armor is it's an armor set you can get that's really strong. You can get pretty early in the game. But to be completely honest with you, it looks terrible. It's very geometric, but not in a good way. This looks like something the Mantis would actually wear. This actually looks pretty badass. Granted, technically it could really just be another generic black armor set. I'd love it if it was a standalone set by itself, but I will definitely take this as a replacer. As of right now, I've just got the Mantis armor sitting in my cargo bay, never really putting it on or using it for anything. With this, I would definitely use it, especially combined with the legendary modifications mod. You can modify those on there. I think I'm probably going to be switching to this once I start playing again and on the subsequent playthroughs. This is awesome looking. Again, uploaded and created by Beats. It's just the Ronin Tactical Stealth Armor Mantis Replacer. Next up, we've got the Halo unsc Armor Decal for the Anti-Xeno Armor Plating. This one is uploaded and created by Fall Night Long. For those that don't know, I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but you acquire this armor by essentially doing the UC quest line. As far as when and how you get it and whatnot, I leave that up to you to find out. But this one essentially gives you the decal for that armor. This actually looks pretty awesome. This is another one I think I'm probably going to go ahead and install in my game right after this. The unsc armor looks awesome. The UC armor in game looks pretty badass as it is. This does not look out of place on it. This unsc decal does not look out of place on the armor at all. So yeah, this is going into my game immediately. Again, that is the Halo unsc Armor Decal for the Anti-Xeno Armor Plating. So it's not a replacement. It's not something you can get on other armor. This is for a specific set of armor that you get by doing the UC quest line. Next up, we've got Better Visible Magazines. This one is uploaded and created by O-Time. This one, it does exactly what it says. It makes magazines, the skill magazines in game, more visible. I've missed plenty of magazines, I'm quite sure, because I did not notice them or they kind of blended in. This one does exactly what it says. It actually makes them glow a bit. It can make some different colors so you can see them better. Without it, it's very easy to kind of miss a lot of these magazines, and a lot of these skill magazines are really cool. You do not want to miss out on them. So again, this is the Better Visible Magazines by O-Time. Next up, we've got a mod I knew was going to be coming out pretty soon. Just because this kind of mod comes out with every game. This says Immersive Damage by CNRJ. This one does exactly what it sounds like. It makes damage a bit more immersive. It gets rid of a lot of the sponginess that you find on enemies. Typically, like right now I'm playing the game on very hard. Typically, the only thing that really changes is that enemies become bullet sponges. Now, some are more challenging because of it. Some make sense. Some of the more heavily armored enemies, like some of the aliens you fight. But when you put, 550 cal shots into a level 20 guy, he should be going down at that point. So this aims to get rid of that. It rebalances some of the weapon damages. There's a bug in here. It rebalances some of the weapons, and it also affects ship damages as well. So again, like you said, it changes damage value, so bullet sponge is gone. You can play it on very hard. You will take more damage. The enemies will take more damage. It also make the game a bit more immersive, so this is one I would highly recommend if you want a bit more of an immersive playthrough, or just want to kind of get rid of some bullet sponginess in general. Next up, and finally, we've got the official Constellation Collection Spacesuit. This one was created by Johnson V2 and uploaded by Johnson Stuff. This one replaces the Space Trucker outfit with a Constellation-themed spacesuit. One thing about the game I was a bit disappointed in, I did not see any kind of Constellation-themed anything except for the main ship, and this suit actually matches the ship as well. So this one adds in a Constellation-themed set of armor. It replaces the Space Trucker set with this, so you'll be able to find multiple sets. The Space Trucker set's pretty common, but yeah, you're going to be able to find this as well. Hopefully you can find some legendary sets as well if you like this armor, but Again, this adds in a set of Constellation themed armor. So you can use this if you're doing like a hardcore Constellation playthrough or you really like Constellation. Regardless, this is another retexture mod, so again, and not a standalone set at all. This will be replacing the Space Trucker set. Alright, that is going to do it for week 3 for Starfield mods, guys. The modding scene, like I said, is exploding. We pretty much doubled how many mods are on the Nexus alone, and there are more places you can get mods, by the way. But for the Nexus alone, we pretty much doubled how many mods are currently there. Now, again, a lot of it is just retextures, recolors. That's to be expected. We're going to see a lot more creative mods coming out. A lot of these take time. Some of these mods are going to be really projects that we're going to see that are going to take years to come out. Some modders don't even get started until after all the DLCs for a game come out. That way they kind of have all the tools they need for a game, or they can see what's going to be coming out for it. But some of the more irksome things are already being taken care of. Like I said, we've already got the vendor, or the 3 that I installed: the legendary modification mod, the more vendor credits, and the ammunition crafting mods. Those are ones that were huge. At least 2 of them I predicted would be out within about a week or 2, and I was right. I've got them in the game right now. Like I said, I'm enjoying them. I can't wait to install some of these other mods, especially that Mantis retexture mod. But that's going to do it, like I said, for today. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to the channel. We are trying our damnedest to grow it and to keep staying on top of these videos every week, so I'm trying to do that. Again, if you like what we're doing, leave a like on the video, and I will see you guys later.